these brand and retailers that we see that are innovators in their respective industry. And those are some customers that I personally get really involved with to understand where they see their industry going and what are the aspects of their business which, if fixed with our software, can really drive growth for them or value for them, right? Because they're on the cusp of the innovation.
Welcome to VTEX Live, the podcast where digital transformation gets a reality check. I am Santiago Naranjo from VTEX, and this is where we break the rules, we write the playbook, and we hear from leaders who are actually getting results. Let's get into it. So welcome.
No, it's a pleasure and a great honor to be here in your podcast. Yeah, very happy.
So let's start with some basic questions.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your background. Who are you? How you arrived to your role?
Mm-hmm.
I understand. I remember that we talked about AWS. I think you work there.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your background.
Okay.
Where did you study? Where did you live?
Yeah.
Who is
have,
Alexandre? Gusmão?
I have a very eclectic background, I would say. So I was born in New York.
You are a New Yorker.
Yes.
Oh my God. Now everything starts to make
sense. Then I lived in Mexico City for about 4 years when I
This
was...
is how you learn español.
Sí,
Poquito español.
Y después me olvidé.
Nice.
Then,
How long did you live in Mexico?
4 years from 3 to 7, so young.
Nice.
Then moved to Brazil, grew up in Brazil. My parents are Brazilian, American, Mexican, so varied. Then studied university in Brazil.
Yes.
Right after university, I started in banking, but after like 1 year and a half or so, I saw that I needed to do something more entrepreneurial. And that's what was my calling, I would say. And I joined two folks who left a large bank in Brazil to start a digital investment distribution company. So distributing investment funds, stocks, fixed income to mass affluent people. So the big value proposition was mass affluent people that have like $100,000, about that. They don't have superb treatment or they don't have superb customer experience that like the private banking has, but how can we use technology to bring the same experience that the private banking receives to folks that have $100,000, $200,000. That was a value proposition. That's where I jumped and learned everything that I know about product. I learned by doing, researched a ton, learned all about design thinking, managing engineering. And so I did that for about 4 or 5 years. We grew the company from $1 billion in assets under management, so investors, and about 15,000 investors like that were investing with us that we were advising through our robo-advisory company. But after a couple of years, I saw that I was looking to the United States and I was like, there's so much innovation happening in the United States. And if I really want to be a superb product manager, which I found like, what I'm doing here is I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm doing product management, but I really like to do the software development concept, like figuring out what's the best possible product that I can build for the customer base. So that's where I said, I think I need to be in the United States to learn and then come back maybe after a couple of years back to Brazil or back to Latin America and bring all the knowledge back to Latam and to start building. So what I did is I did a master's degree in the United States as a way to get into big tech. Mm-hmm. So I did an MBA at University of Northwestern, Kellogg, and then I also did a master's in design innovation in the engineering school at Northwestern as well. And then from there, I was hired into Amazon, Amazon.com, the Amazon retail. I worked in their core analytics organization, basically, which powers all the personalization across all the experiences globally, worldwide for Amazon stores, retail stores. So then I was there for about 3 years or so, which was an amazing learning experience. And then somehow I found VTEX. VTEX found myself.
How was that? How was that?
Was love at first sight, I would say, because for me, I really like the model, the platform model of VTEX, where we're not building for one particular company or industry. We're building for the world, essentially, or for all industries all at once. So I really enjoyed this model, and the fact that we have an ecosystem as well. So it's the collaboration aspect of building something bigger than yourself, I thought was very inspiring. The fact that the company was, when I joined, was before IPO, and I felt that I felt that I had acquired sufficient knowledge and skill set up until that point in my career that I think I can help this company in this next wave of growth, right? That we're now in, right? So then a lot of things made sense, like perfect, like timing, career wise for me. Really love the industry, really love the business model. So talked with Geraldo, the CEO, was very inspired. And then I'm here. I've been here for 5 years. Initially joined leading order management, logistics, analytics, and over time have been growing. And now I'm leading the entire product team at VTEX.
What an honor to have you here. It is a very inspiring history.
Yeah.
From New York, Mexico, United States, Sao Paulo. I think that is something that we have all VTEX there. We are like a multicultural like team that really believe that we can maximize our capacity, understanding different cultures and growing together.
Exactly.
As a product leader, let's start to share some, let me pick your brain on some product ideas. Let's start with again. SaaS or on-premise?
SaaS.
SaaS or build it your own?
SaaS.
Innovation or SaaS?
Innovation.
Innovation. So finally, how you combine innovation and SaaS inside a retail or inside a big bank? How the CTOs, the CEOs should define where to buy the best of brief, like SaaS companies like VTEX, and what they should build so they can have some innovation. Can you give us some advices on what would be the recipe to make the decision on that?
Yes. So I would say that like to make an informed decision, you really need to understand what is a differentiator in your business and what is table stakes in your business, right? And whatever is table stakes in your business, perhaps it's much better to look for a SaaS company that can provide that for you, and hopefully a SaaS company that is flexible enough that you can build the aspects which are differentiators for you. Exactly. So at VTEX, like we believe that a lot of the core foundation that we're building are table stakes for every company in the world to operate e-commerce. So having a very well managed catalog with pricing, with promotions connected to a checkout, with a flexible payment connector system. So there's all these aspects which we consider, which are table stakes, which a company like VTEX can provide. But then the experience management perhaps could be something that is more of a unique differentiator. So maybe that's something that you should look for a company that can help you differentiate on experience, or perhaps your differentiator could be on post-service sales, and then maybe so you need to understand exactly what will differentiate, and that can maybe help you pick and choose what you should find out of the box and what you maybe should build, or even choose best of breed. So
I think that is the art that
yes,
CTO, CFOs on the C level of any retail and brand need to start to operate. They cannot spend months and a lot of money in project that maybe they can buy for a subscription SaaS based software, and where they really need to create value for the specific customer and the specific target audience that they are pursuing.
yes,
My next question will be, Gusmão, how do you see a future or envision a product roadmap when you need to define a lot of geos that VTEX operate? We operate in 43 countries.
yes,
We have more than 2,000 clients around the world. And we have 7, 8, 9 verticals. We have B2B, B2C, we have fashion, we have grocery. We spoke about Manchester City. How you prioritize
yes,
what you are going to build, how you make this decision, those trade-off as a product leader of a global organization.
yes.
Should not be easy. Can you share a little?
Definitely not easy, but at VTEX, we're very privileged to have amazing brands around the world from multiple industries that trust us, where we can develop very strong relationships with. And that helps us truly understand what are their customer needs. And one of the things that we look for is these brands and retailers that we see that they are innovators in their respective industry, innovators and leaders in their respective industries or regions. And those are some customers that I personally get really involved with to understand where do they see their industry going, and what are the aspects of their business, which if we fix with our software, can really drive growth for them or value for them, right? So that's where I start, and so we obviously we have thousands of customers. It's not possible to talk to thousands, but if we talk to these industry leaders, then if we believe that if we truly understand their needs and we've solved their needs, we'll solve the needs of probably everybody else, right? Because they're on the cusp of the innovation, of driving the innovation. So I really focus on understanding their needs. So that's the first layer, understanding the needs of the industry leaders across industries and regions. Then the second part is I try to see commonalities between their needs, right? So perhaps personalization is something that is common across most of our players. So then, okay, this obviously is an important need that we need to solve, and we need to solve it well. Like everybody has a problem or has a problem with how to improve merchandising management in the most efficient way possible. So that's the problem that we see that every industry has. So let's go and solve it, and solving it in a way that can solve for multiple industries at the same time. So that's the part where we start to see a lot of the commonalities between all of them and solve for those needs. And then for the needs that we do not solve, that perhaps is just important for one particular industry, we make our system flexible enough and extensible so that particular industry can go and solve it and extend it for themselves. So that's more or less how we prioritize. The other aspect, I think, which is interesting to share, is we also try to be data driven in our prioritization as well, to understanding how much value will all of these needs that we're understanding, how much are they worth for the business, that for our customers. So if we implement an improvement with AI merchandising, how much lift in conversion, or how much time, cost savings and time spent managing merchandising can we save? And based off of these analysis that we do internally, it helps us also prioritize where do we begin and where do we end, what's the order of prioritization which we should be tackling. So basically tackling what drives the most value first.
I have a couple of questions to start to close. The first one, sometimes I saw a podcast of the founder of Airbnb.
Yes.
In a way, let me summarize, trash talking about the PMF. Not trash talking, but saying that he said that he is going to cut some PMs, and a lot of people start to clap.
Yes.
I assume what I heard, understood on that podcast is when you have product managers that are not deeply
Yes.
knowledgeable
Yes.
on their expertise, and they don't understand the whole journey
Exactly.
of the real user,
Exactly.
you end up having very expensive managers that don't get the client and don't get your product.
Exactly.
And that can happen in big corporations.
Exactly.
How you can get out of a guarantee that we are not, as a product leaders, that how you measure that the product managers or an advice for other companies, you don't need to talk about it, but how you don't follow in that trap or having just managers, they following orders,
Yes.
and the one that are doing the design or doing the development can get lost.
Yes.
or outside of the vision. It is a risk, and don't get me wrong, it's not a risk on product, it's a risk of management in all layers.
Totally. Totally. So what you're mentioning is like, it's quite easy to fall into the trap of being what some folks call like a glorified backlog manager. So it's for PMs to fall into that trap, right?
Yeah.
Because we have really strong opinionated stakeholders. We're in the enterprise market, so a lot of smart people with a really strong opinions. So it's very easy to just fall into the trap. Oh, I'm just and start managing the backlog. So
And you know what is worst?
yes.
When these PMs sometimes are very close to the solution engineer or salespeople that are enterprises trained, professionally certified to convince people on their vision. So you have a PM and is engaged with people that is just trained to convince in their own personal bed as how they sell, how they grow.
Totally.
You
Totally.
know, it's even unfair to a PM to allow them to connect because the other person is so trained.
Totally. Totally. So going back to your question, so how do we help product managers, or how do I help our product team not to be glorified backlog managers, essentially? So I would say it starts with hiring, right? Hiring the right folks, which either already have personal experience with the industry that we're in, wicked smart, really smart, having engineering knowledge, hopefully, of how to build product, and deeply curious to learn more and more and to learn about customers. So I think that's the first foundation, hiring. And then internally, creating a way, which is another term which is used in the industry, which is dog fooding. So eating your own food, like so using your own product. So to feel the pain of what our customers might feel when they could be using their product, or to learn like how are customers learning using our product. And then if we personally use the own product that we build, obviously we will build better products. So that's the other part. The third one is facilitate relationships between the customer and the product management team. So at VTEX, we have the flagship program and sponsorship program, which we connect customers directly with the product team. And that is really great because it's a really good opportunity for our product managers to deeply understand the needs of our customers and what their struggles are and what their business challenges are. So all of this creates repertoire and experience and knowledge for the product managers to be at the table as as someone that is solving problems, generating value, and influencing others, and not just taking orders, but truly and like adding value. But at the same time, being able to bring in ideas as well, and to facilitate the creation of ideas. All the ideas should not be coming from product managers alone. They should be coming from growth, from customers, from the engineering team. So being that great facilitator, but also being able to bring your own ideas, I think that's essential. But you need to have all these other things, which I mentioned. And that's something that we try to do at VTEX very much. And also the other thing that I do quite a bit is also trying to always articulate what is the vision behind every request, right? So sometimes you're always receiving requests. Oh, I need this. And then it's like, why do we need this? What's the future that is informing this feature in particular? So sometimes this is the easiest part, where it's like, if you don't articulate the vision behind the request, it's easy to fall into the trap. Oh, okay, I'm just going to take the order and I'm going to pass it on to engineering. But if you start articulating the vision constantly, then it becomes like engaging, and maybe you can solve it in a better way. Oh, if that's the future, I think it's better to solve this feature this way, or maybe it should be this other feature. So,
love it. Gusmão, we need to close. I just going to create a connection for the next episode.
Okay.
We are going to recording you being a DJ for the after party of VTEX Day. So all of you can see in our second episode with Gusmão that he have a passion, he have a hobby. And tonight will be amazing. Can you do an invitation for everyone to see it? They're not going to see it live, but give them an idea what you're going to do tonight as a DJ.
So we're here at VTEX Day, and always we have a closing celebration. And I've been a DJ during my university life, and it's been a passion of mine. Music is a big passion of mine. So hopefully folks will enjoy. I love playing. It's a house with a little bit of funk, a little bit of disco. Connecting to my personal eclectic life of multiple cultures. I connect all of that in my music as well. So hopefully VTEXers and our partners and customers will love the sound, and the party.
Yeah, I will be there.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you so much, Gusmão.
Thank you.
This episode of VTEX Live was brought to you by VTEX, the digital commerce platform for bold leaders. Head to VTEX.com to see how we help businesses scale fast, flex smart, and lead the AI-powered future of commerce. If you like it, what you hear, follow the show on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen. Because in this space, speed isn't a luxury, it is your edge.